Why do we sit here being silent, watching our leaders turn into tyrants? Have they forgotten which side they're fighting for? Checks and balances set aside and rule of laws, youth and ours, and Constitution openly ignored. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Is it time for right and left to join a greater cause? Man, I'm not okay. The rich claim to be victimized just to attack the marginalized. Is 1% really worth more than all the sick and poor? Always preaching about fellowship while planning their dictatorship. Now we've seen how all of this plays out before. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Time for you and I to join our country's call. Man, I'm not okay. Ever wonder all the mystery, why they whitewash our history, keep dividing is their plan? All in all, such a scam. Algorithm very sly, only used to spread the lies. Politicians know well, hate is simple to upsell. Man, I'm not okay. Think we are being played. Time for you and I to join our country's call.
We are not okay. America is not okay, and we all know that. Former Congressman Joe Walsh, this is the social contract with Joe Walsh. Let's figure out how to get okay together. Hey, I hope you all had a good weekend. I was pretty much sick all weekend, which is why I still look like shit. I promise I'm gonna shave this crap off sometime today. This Monday, I want to get some things off of my chest. I got about 4 to 5 things this Monday to get off of my chest. Thing number one, I don't like JD Vance. I do not like him. I do not like him, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. I don't like JD Vance. Of all of my former Republican colleagues who got down on their knees, prostrated themselves in front of Trump, reached inside of themselves, grabbed their soul, pulled that soul out, threw it in the garbage, never to be seen again. All of their core beliefs and principles they put on some shelf to become a cult-like follower of Donald Trump. So of all of my former Republican colleagues and right-wing media colleagues who did that, and damn near all of them did that, I find JD Vance to be the most despicable, the most disingenuous, just the grossest. JD Vance is shameless. I just want to remind everybody, it's 2026 right now. JD Vance is Trump's vice president. It was just like 3-4 years later, Vance called Trump Hitler. It was just 3, 4, 5 years ago that JD Vance publicly said Donald Trump is horrible. Donald Trump is dangerous. Donald Trump is bad for America. Donald Trump is like Hitler. Those are JD Vance's words just a few years ago. And you turn on a dime and begin to worship the man you believed is Hitler, only to advance your career. And that's why JD Vance did it, because JD Vance wanted to move back to Ohio and run for the United States Senate. And the only way JD Vance was ever going to get elected as a Republican in Ohio, for the United States Senate was to be a Trumper, was to be a big Trump-loving Republican. That's the only way back then and now you can win a Republican primary. So JD Vance took everything he believed in and got rid of it. JD Vance, I mean, on a dime, began to sing Hosanna to the man just a couple years ago he was calling Hitler. I don't like JD Vance. I find him disgusting, smarmy. I came across as some smart dude, Mr. Know-It-All, wrote that book, Baby Bob. Didn't believe any of it. So he sold his book out. He sold everything he said he believed in to get elected to the United States Senate. And then once in the United States Senate, he said, fuck this job, fuck the people of Iowa. I'm gonna get down on my knees and I'm gonna suck Trump's toes as hard as I have to suck to become his vice president. I do not like JD Vance at all. I find him to be just disgusting. So when I saw this clip of Vance, this was about a month before the 2024 election. When I saw JD Vance, this came across my feed, I think yesterday, maybe today. JD Vance right now with Donald Trump, overseeing a war of choice. America went to war illegally, unconstitutionally against Iran. 7 Americans now are dead. 7 American service members are dead. The biggest oil disruption to the Middle East ever. Watch those gas prices keep going up. I mean, right. Everything that's going wrong with and was wrong with this illegal war. And then I was reminded of what Vance said a year and a half ago, 1 month before the 2024 election. Here's Vance.
But when people like Kamala Harris send our sons and daughters, our young people, to fight in stupid wars, it is the young generation that carries the burden of that. We're going to stop sending our young people to faraway lands. We are not the policemen of the world. We need to use our young people here at home.
Isn't that disgusting? JD Vance, a month before the 24 election, calling Kamala Harris a warmonger. Kamala Harris is going to send young men and young women to faraway places around the globe to fight in these forever wars. We won't do that, Vance said. We'll stop wars, Vance said. She's going to start them. It's that line where he said she's going to send young Americans to some crazy ass foreign war in the Middle East or some jungle. She's going to do that. We won't do that. JD Vance said a month before the 24 election, about a year and a half ago. And that prick now, and that's what he is. Look, I get that politicians lie, right? We talk about Trump all the time. He lies as he breathes. I get that to be a politician is to fudge, hedge, bullshit a little. I was a politician. I get it, right? To change your mind cleverly, effectively, politically, right? To be politically expedient. I get all of that. But what a prick he is. A year and a half ago, he tells the American people, vote for us. We will not get involved in wars around the world. We will not send American boys and girls to fight in some war in the Middle East or around the world. Kamala Harris will, but we won't. I don't know And I don't know how you can be a Trump supporter and a Vance supporter and listen to that just a year and a half ago. And I know you won't say this publicly, my Trump supporting friends, but I know privately you listen to that. And I know privately you say, what a prick. I know privately you say he lied to me. I know that because I engage with Trump voters all the time. And privately, many of them will acknowledge to me that they've been lied to. But as we sit here right now in a war, in another war in the Middle East, another quagmire, another situation where we don't know what we're doing, no fucking clue what the end game is. Trump administration over the weekend talking about maybe bringing back the draft. 7 American service members dead. Young Americans serving this country in the Middle East in real danger right now because of a war that Trump and JD Vance started. Just disgusting and despicable. And again, reminder, I don't go after Trump voters. These are people who've been lied to, deceived, and manipulated for years by the likes of Trump and JD Vance and all the rest. Look, they're accountable for their own lives, and if they're going to believe the lies, that's on them. But I don't go after them. But I will go after the liars and the deceivers and these most cynical, hypocritical, opportunistic sons of bitches like JD Vance. I do not like him. Hey, thing number 2 I got to get off of my chest. It was confirmed over the weekend, multiple reporting. Fox News and CNN, guys. So across the board, multiple reporting that Russia right now is helping the Iranian regime locate American service members. Russian intelligence, as we speak, and they've been doing it since the beginning of this war that we launched, Russian intelligence has been helping Iran locate key American assets, key American targets to hit, and where American troops are. Russia's been helping Iran. Turns out Trump's been asked about this. The Trump administration has been asked about this now for days. And Donald Trump still won't condemn Russia. Keith, you got that post? The Trump administration has now refused 3 times to criticize Russia for supplying intelligence to Iran on the location and movements of U.S. forces in the Middle East. Trump last night said, I guess they'd say we'd do it against them. Just think about this for a moment. We know, Trump knows, Russian intelligence is helping Iran locate our troops and locate our troop movements. Russian intelligence is helping Iran kill Americans. Yet Donald Trump won't condemn Russia, won't condemn Putin. Still, he's had multiple occasions to over the course of the last few days. And the best he can muster is, I guess they'd say we would do it against them. Thanks, Keith. If there's anyone by now who does not believe that Donald Trump works for Vladimir Putin, you're cuckoo. Trump works for Putin. And by now, after all of this, this is just the latest. Vladimir Putin's the only leader on this planet Donald Trump has never condemned. Donald Trump is on the side of Russia. He's opposed to Ukraine. I could go on and on and on and on. Now we know, we find out, right? We went to war against Iran. Russia is helping Iran kill our troops. Bottom line, Russian intelligence is helping Iran kill our troops. 7 are dead right now. More will be killed thanks to Russian intelligence. And this president refuses to fucking condemn Russia. If there is anyone still who does not believe that Trump works for Putin, that Trump is on Putin's side, that Putin's got something on Donald Trump, that Donald Trump is just a gosh darn traitor, man, I feel bad for you. Call him a Putin puppet. Call him a Russian asset, whatever you want to call him, world. Trump works for Putin. The president of the United States works for Putin. I first started calling Trump a traitor a long time ago. I don't know how you can take in this latest information. The president of the United States knows that Russia is helping Iran kill our service members, kill American troops, and Trump refuses to condemn Russia, refuses to condemn Putin. He works for Putin. Of that, there is no doubt. Life's too short. Quit fucking beating around the bush. Donald Trump works for Putin. He's a traitor. And I know these things are often hard to wrap your arms around with Trump, because Trump is the personification of all things bad. So to call the president of the United States a traitor to this country, man, oh man, that's a horrible thing to say. That's a horrible claim to make, but I dare you, respectfully, to deny it. In fact, it's not a reach to say on so many levels that the president of the United States is responsible for every American service member who's killed in this war of his choosing. Thing number 3. I'm just going to put the facts in front of you, gang, this Monday. I'm just going to lay out this latest potential deportation case. And you just respond to me. You just tell me. I'll lay out the facts. I'll tell you the story. And you tell me if this is what you want America to be. And if this is what you want America to be, then by golly, vote for every Republican you can vote for in November. A woman in her 50s lives in California right now. Had no idea she was an immigrant, doesn't know what a green card is, but she moved to remote work and she rarely leaves her home. This woman in her mid-50s rarely drives her car. because she's scared to death she's going to be deported. Right now, this morning, you got a woman in California in her mid-50s, scared to leave her house, scared to drive a car because she thinks she's going to be deported. The story? Here's the story. This woman was brought to America as a toddler, 2 years old. She's from Iran. She was adopted in Iran at the age of 2 by a World War II veteran, an American, a World War II hero. He was a prisoner of war during World War II. He was working in Iran some 50 years ago as a U.S. contractor. He adopted this little Iranian girl who was in an orphanage. He adopted her, brought her back home to America, raised her on a farm in the Midwest. She went to church every Sunday. She loved listening to World War II stories from her now deceased father, an Air Force veteran. Now this woman in her 50s, brought here at the age of 2 as a toddler, this is the only country she knows. Per our government now, this woman in her 50s is no longer an American. She overstayed her visa and she must be deported. She was brought here at the age of 2. She was adopted by a United States veteran, a World War II veteran from Iran. And now DHS has sent her a letter saying that removal proceedings have begun. She has no criminal record. She's terrified of Iran because of her Christian faith, her father's service in our military. She has no family in Iran. She doesn't speak Farsi. She only speaks English. I mean, just think about it at this level. You want to talk about a broken immigration enforcement system, America? The daughter of a World War II hero is being deported. If that doesn't tell you that we have a very broken immigration enforcement system right now, if that doesn't tell you that there's something horrible, terrible, wrong about what DHS is doing, about what ICE is doing, then nothing will. Turns out this woman brought here at the age of 2, she came here under the wrong visa. She came here, thank you, Keith. Decades later. I mean, just think about that for a moment. Just look at that headline for a moment. A U.S. veteran adopts a 2-year-old orphan. She was in an orphanage in Iran. He brings her back home, raises her here. She becomes a productive member of American society, a tax-paying member of American society. She becomes a faithful Christian and a devoted American. Decades later, ICE is trying to deport her. Turns out that she came here on a tourist visa, very common from countries that didn't have adoption systems put in place. She came here under a tourist visa. I will add that in the year 2000, Congress passed the Adoptees Automatic Citizenship Act of 2000. It excludes those who were already adults. So it doesn't grandfather anybody in. So this woman in 2000 was already an adult, so she would have been ineligible for this piece of legislation. She gets a letter a month ago, out of the blue, that DHS has begun removal proceedings. She doesn't even know she's an immigrant. All she knows is that she's an American. Went to school, paid off all her student loans. Turns out her parents, both dead, the World War II hero and his wife, her mother now, both are deceased. Parents never completed the naturalization processing when she was a child. She's spent tens of thousands of dollars with attorneys trying to find the lost paperwork because she said there was paperwork that walked through every step of the process she went through. She has a case in front of a judge next month. She said, "I'm fighting for my dad's legacy. He was a prisoner of war in Germany in World War II. He would be angry right now if he were alive." The worst of the worst, right? Again, no matter who you are, MAGA, far lefty, anywhere in between, defend the border, man, keep all illegals out of the country, whoever you are, man, take this case. Don't turn and look the other way. Deal with this case. Is this what you want this country to do? A girl brought here as a toddler, adopted by a United States veteran, a World War II veteran, a hero in World War II, adopts her, brings her back from Iran, raises her. She becomes a God-fearing Christian, goes to school, works, a productive member of her community now for years. She gets a letter a month ago that she's going to be deported. Is that what you want America to be? Is this woman the kind of person you want out of this country? Is this woman who you want penalized? Send her back to Iran, a country she knows nothing about, no family. She's Christian, doesn't know the language. All she identifies as is an American. Is this why you voted for Trump? You wanted him to deport people like her? That shining city on a hill. It's no surprise that Trump and my former party have turned America into the antithesis of that shining city on a hill. And by every measure, every single measure, the rest of the world is afraid of America, disgusted with America, disappointed in America, wants nothing to do with America. And who can blame them? Because this woman's story is one of maybe 100 or so I could put in front of you today. Because of Trump and my former party, don't let them off the hook. America has become a place no one wants to come to. No one wants to work in. No one wants to go to school here. No one wants to vacation here. No one wants to do business with us. No one wants to invest in this country. No one wants to be a citizen of this country right now. We ain't no shining city on a hill. We're a dark, ugly place that people around the world now fear. MAGA? Is that what you wanted? That's what Trump and my former party have done. I want everybody to think about this story. This American woman brought here at the age of 2, adopted by a World War II veteran, raised here, grew up here. She's now in her 50s, has done nothing but become American in every which way. And now Trump and ICE want to grab her and deport her. She'll be in front of a judge next month. Let us hope that immigration judge gives a middle finger to Trump and JD Vance and Stephen Miller and whoever replaces Kristi Noem and our government in its current form. Let's hope this immigration judge in a month does the right thing. For everybody else, you just ponder on this. Is this what you want America to be? Is this the face of America, baby? Is this what you want to be, the face of America, baby? I believe in my heart, in my head, in my bones, that the vast majority of Americans do not want this, do not want a woman like this deported. Not at all. And the vast majority of the American people are going to speak in November. MAGA, I know you don't want this to be what America is either. Hey, by the way, Paxis.app, it's right there. Do me a favor, guys. Paxis.app, our tool, our one-stop shop tool, our AI-generated tool, Paxis. We've been talking about it now for a couple months. It's out there. It's out there in its first working form. Do me a favor. Go to Paxis.app. I'm not asking for money. I'm asking you to use the app, try out the app, and put the app in front of everybody you know, immigrants in your community, citizens in your community, protesting ICE, whatever. This is the tool to help all of us lawfully fight back against ICE. So it's out now. It's there. Go to Paxis.app. You play around on it. Ask Paxis a bunch of questions. It's really cool stuff. Most importantly, send this app, send this tool to people who could use it, to people who need to lawfully fight back against ICE. And by the way, tell us stories. If you've got stories of people who are using Paxis and have benefited from Paxis, my God, shoot us an email, the social contract with Joe Walsh at gmail.com. Shoot us an email. Tell us your Paxis success stories. Share this link. Let us know who you've shared it with, what town, what city, what community. Send us an email, the social contract with Joe Walsh at gmail.com. But go to Paxis.app, get on it, spin it around for a drive, and most importantly, share it with people who need to know what their rights are and need to know how to lawfully fight back against ICE. Final thing I've got to get off my chest this morning. The plaque is here. Keith, we got the image? Finally, the plaque honoring U.S. Capitol officers, Capitol Police, and all other law enforcement agencies who protected the Capitol on January 6th. On behalf of a grateful Congress, this plaque honors the extraordinary individuals who bravely protected and defended the symbol of democracy on January 6, 2021. Their heroism will never be forgotten. The plaque, this plaque, which by law, a 2022 law, 4 years ago, was supposed to be mounted, put up in the U.S. Capitol. Finally, at the end of last week, it was put up on a wall on the Senate side of the Capitol. 2 months ago, the Senate passed a resolution demanding the plaque finally be put up. Again, it's been 4 years. And the reason it's been 4 years, the reason this plaque hasn't been put up until now, the reason this plaque still doesn't have a permanent place to be put up in the Capitol, it's just being hung right now on the Senate side of the Capitol, not its permanent spot. The reason for the delay, the reason for all of this is Donald Trump and Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson has been doing Trump's dirty work. See, Trump hasn't wanted anything public about what January 6th really was. Donald Trump is trying to erase January 6th from our history books. Donald Trump wants American people to believe January 6th was a great, noble day, and all of these rioters, all of these insurrectionists, everybody who committed crimes trying to overthrow the American election that day, all of whom have been pardoned by Trump. Trump's been obsessed because he initiated and incited January 6th. He's been obsessed with making January 6th a great, good day. So Trump's gone out of his way and he's told Mike Johnson, don't you dare put that plaque up. We don't want to honor law enforcement. We don't want to honor Capitol Hill Police. We don't want to honor anybody for protecting our nation's capital on January 6th, because that will give people the impression that something went wrong on January 6th. Trump and Mike Johnson have been delaying this thing year after year after year after year, utterly ignoring the 2022 law that demanded this plaque be put up in its permanent spot in the Capitol. Trump pardoned the criminals right away, but he's done whatever he can do to keep this plaque from having any public place at all. So I'll end where I began this show. He's a traitor. Trump's a traitor to this country. I will never, ever stop saying that. Thanks for listening. Everybody, my Substack, Social Contract with Joe Walsh.substack.com. Everything I do, think, see, feel, touch, smell, everything is on my Substack. Check it out. Check it all out. If you're inspired, become a subscriber. Thanks so much, everybody. Let's make it a good week. Be brave.
Thank you for listening. Remember to listen, follow, and share The Social Contract with Joe Walsh on Apple, Spotify. Plus, don't forget to subscribe to The Social Contract on Substack. This has been The Social Contract with Joe Walsh.